What is up, guys? It's Brad here, bringing you guys the MMBA Mountain Movement Association. This is actually week 1 of the Draft League division. If you guys do not know, I'm actually in the MMBA now. I'll bring you guys team builders and the match, which should be up depending when this team builder is up a few days afterward. Going against the Pittsburgh Primarinas, Adam this week. I do have his draft over here. I'm not going to go over it, but his Z users I don't have highlighted, which are Nidoqueen, Zygarde, Uxie, and Alolan Raticate. I do apologize. I should have probably highlighted those a bit late though. Did not notice that before I actually put this picture here. Here's my roster, guys. I'm not going to go over everything just because I want to get into this team builder, but you guys do have my roster right here, and I will be bringing this up throughout the team builder. Our Z users are Latias, Crocodile, Talonflame, and Lycanroc Day. Starting this off, we're actually going to be bringing Talonflame this week. I'm just going to get right into this team builder. Talonflame this week, running the Fire Z, Fire Z, did some calcs. If he runs defensive Celesteela, which I expect him to bring, it's kind of a very good bring for him. Even defensive Celesteela has a possibility of getting one-hit KO'd by this move. After rocks, it is a guaranteed one-hit KO. So, and Flare Blitz is a 2-hit KO no matter what set he runs. So this thing is pretty much a Celesteela counter. I wouldn't say it's a really counter just because I really can't switch in on Celesteela like pretty much freely. I kind of want to keep this thing at high health. Running the Brave Bird, really not much on his team really wants to take a Brave Bird or Flare Blitz. One of the things that are really right to this thing are the Rotom Heat, which kind of really walls this thing. Pretty much hard walls this thing. I really have nothing for it on this. Regirock, which I can U-turn out on or possibly burn. The Aggron, which I'll still do decent damage to and break the possible Sturdy, or get a Will-O-Wisp off on it if I predict it getting switched in. Apart from that, there's really not much that wants to take damage from Brave Bird and come in on it. Maybe Zygarde if he's running like a defensive Zygarde. Maybe Gyarados. I do see him switching in Gyarados if it's not Mega Evolved and getting Intimidate off. Which I can always Will-O-Wisp, which on the switch-in, which is always something I can always do. That's really the reason why I have Willow. U-turn does decent damage to Mega Gyarados as well. It does around about 45 to 49%. So, and I get out of there. I think I still outspeed him at +1 too. I think I have to calc that. I think I have to calc that, but I'm pretty sure I outspeed him still at +1. Maybe I ran Jolly. I think that was a Jolly, or I'm not quite sure if that was Adamant. I outspeed him at +1. But also another note, he only has 2 Rapid Spinners, and he has no Mon that actually breaks past 105 speed. Just something to mention. Next Mon, we're bringing the Mega Venusaur this week. Running defensive, this was pretty much the best thing I had. Biggest threats to my team are the Mega Gyarados, which can set up and sweep me very, very easily if I don't have this thing. The Zygarde, 50%, which again can set up and really put in some work. Zygarde 50% is broken in my opinion. 1,000 Arrows is completely broken. Nidoqueen, again, which I'll be going over in a bit. This also is a very good check to Elmise, stuff like that. Sylveon cannot really do too much of this, even if it's like Spec Sylveon with like Psyshock or Hyper Voice. Not really going to be doing more than like 35% with both of those moves. So, Synthesis, Leech Seed, Sludge Bomb, Giga Drain, kind of straightforward. This thing is meant to take on the Mega Gyarados and the Zygarde, Leech Seed them out. Giga Drain. Even if it's like a sub Zygarde or like a sub Gyarados, Giga Drain 100% breaks sub on Gyarados no matter what, even if he's like a defensive, special defensive set. Zygarde, it depends how much special defensive he runs. I don't expect him to run that much special defensive if he runs like a sub Zygarde. Giga Drain still should break the sub, so I don't expect him to run sub Zygarde anyway. It's just because it would be a little bit hindering to him. He kind of needs to run a certain amount of moves to have coverage. Going to go on to Barely Legal, the Alolan Ninetails. We're bringing this week. Last 2 mons were pretty straightforward. I kind of just threw those on the team. Those were like no-brainer mons. Same with this one, Alolan Ninetails this week. Little bit of a debate. Was planning on running the Icicle plate and then the Pixie plate, and then I actually switched to Choice Specs, see how that would be. In the end, I actually go with the Expert Belt. I think it's a bit more versatile just because I can get this effective damage off and it does a little bit more than the plates actually would do. And I really don't want to be locked in with things like Celesteela and the Aggron and stuff like that being around. Blizzard, I was originally also going to have Hidden Power Fire on this set as well. Hidden Power Fire calculated and actually Hidden Power Fire does less than Blizzard to Celesteela, even if it's especially defensive. So really no need for Hidden Power Fire on this set. Between Moonblast and Blizzard, I have pretty much the best coverage I can get on this mon. With Aurora Veils this year there for utility. If I need to set it up, I can set it up like middle game or late game or maybe beginning game if I really need it. Nasty Plot, maybe I can predictably switch out or possibly live a hit and step a Nasty Plot and maybe take a few mons down late game or possibly in the middle game to turn the tides. Timid, max push attack, max speed, very straightforward. Also, instead of Nasty Plot, I was debating whether to run Ice Shard for Zygarde 50%, but then I realized that extreme speed is +2 priority. So if he has extreme speed, it's still a 2 KO on me, like no matter what set I ran on this thing. Even if I was like defensive, it's still pretty much 2 KO. And Ice Shard's +1 priority only, so it really wouldn't do any good. Even though it did almost 50% to it, if it was hasty. Sea Herpes, the Milotic coming this week. This thing is pretty much to check things like Nidoqueen. Nidoqueen cannot one-hit KO me with anything unless he runs like I think Electrium Z with the Gigavolt Havoc. Thunderbolt is not a 2 KO after leftovers. Sludge Wave is not a 2 KO either. That only does like 35%. And I'm a 2 KO even on the offensive version. Defensive, I do around about 45%. And possibility to burn every time I use Scald. So that's always a very nice niche to have. Ice Beam for Zygarde, Haze for Zygarde, and mainly the Mega Gyarados as like a last ditch effort. If he has like something like setting up on me, I can always send this thing in and possibly Haze. Calm Mind Uxie as well. Can send this thing in, haze it out. Would have maybe ran Toxic instead of this, but I really needed something that would pretty much haze if you try setting up with something. This thing does get a bit bodied by Delmise, but I do have the Ice Beam to catch it possibly on a switch in, or I do outspeed it, so maybe you can take it out. If it's like a Solid Vest version, it won't be doing too much, but it might do enough to take it out. Sylveon, really can't trust this either, as well. Granted, I don't have Toxic to really wear it down too much, but I'll still be doing enough damage. Celesteela, again, possibility for a burn. Stuff like that. Between Sea Herpes and our next mod, Ron Jeremy. Kind of a bit of mind games with Rotom here as well. Rotom really doesn't have too much. Granted, I really don't think he'll bring Rotom. If he does, if he brings like a Specs or like a Scarf set, it kind of hinders him a lot, definitely. Bringing Ron Jeremy with the Life Orb, again, was debating whether to run Choice Band on here, Expert Belt, a lot of different things. In the end, I actually wanted Life Orb just because I needed a Stealth Rocker. I wanted mainly for Stealth Rocks, and Life Orb still is a very, very good item to have. Running the Intimidate over Moxie, Intimidate's a bit more useful in this match, coming on things like Zygarde, the Mega Gyarados if I need to, things like Aggron, Alola Eradicate, which really I never even thought of Alola Eradicate just because it gets so walled by everything, and it's really no problem. If he brings it, it's no problem. It's pretty much a free kill on my side. It's absolute garbage, in my opinion. Stealth Rocks, Crunch. Running Crunch over Knockoff just because Uxie takes more from Crunch than Knockoff, just because it's possibly a Z user. And a lot of things he probably might send in are going to be Z users, so Crunch will do more. And possibly 20% chance to drop defense. Rock Slide for Rotom. Rotom cannot one-hit KO me with Overheat unless he Specs, like modest Specs. So Rock Slide is, I think, almost one-hit KO as well. Earthquake, no brainer there. I think it's a one-hit KO on offensive Nidoqueen if you like lead with that or something. Again, very good response to Aggron and Red Rock. If he's banded or Rock Polish Aggron, Superpower or Heavy Slam is a 2-hit KO after Intimidate. And Superpower cannot one-hit KO me after Intimidate, so I can send this thing in. If his sturdy's broken, Earthquake one-shots him. So, and to our last mon, Ben Overbitch. He Hitmonlee. I was debating a few other mons here. Registeel, again, got completely bodied by things like Nidoqueen, which at the point I really wanted Nidoqueen response. Got bodied by Zygarde, a few other things. Latias for a Defogger, again, got bodied by Sylveon and Zygarde. So, Mega Zygarde, or not, Mega Gyarados, Zygarde, and Nidoqueen are very, very hard to prep for. 3 mons that are very, very hard to prep for. I really did not have much to really prep for them. So I got pretty much the best things I have right here. Reckless, probably the best ability to have. Run the Choice Band. Again, I was originally going to run a different set with like Unburden, Fake Out Normal Gen, or like Fake Out Rapid Spin. I really didn't see it doing too much for me though, just because he has a lot of things that can absorb the Fake Out and pretty much wall me out and kill me in return, and take the hit and actually kill me in one shot. Now, granted, this set is completely walled, like by Dhelmise, like 100%. I think we have enough responses for Dhelmise though, so it really isn't that big of a deal. And I was originally going to run Knockoff on here just for Dhelmise, but I think we have enough responses to where I can just run Poison Jab for Sylveon, which I think we can. If it comes down to that, we can go where Sylveon has 2 KO. It does like 66 to like 70-something%, depending on his set. If he's like offensive. Defensive, it does a little bit less, but still 2 KO. Earthquake, again, for Nidoqueen. Depending on his set, it has a chance to OHKO. Really can't touch Zygarde too much, but does give us priority to where we can come in on Zygarde and possibly pick it off if he doesn't have E-Speed. Choice Banded Mach Punch is a 2 KO on Mega Gyarados. So I come in on that if it's like below 50%, pick the thing off with a Mach Punch. So that's very, very useful and very handy to have. Rapid Spin just on there for utility. I'm not quite sure if I will be Rapid Spinning, but I had 2 mons that were weak to rocks, and I really didn't want rocks or spikes on the field. Granted, he has no spike setters. He does have toxic spikes and rock setters only though, which is Nidoqueen, Regirock, and Uxie, and Aggron. Only things I can get hazards. So yeah, apart from that, pretty straightforward. Max attack, max speed, run the Jolly Nature. Another thing I forgot to mention on Ron Jeremy, if he has Uxie, he has to run max speed Timid to outspeed me. If he's not running max speed, we do outspeed it and get a shitload of damage off. So he has to pretty much run max speed, which does take away a bit from his bulk, which can benefit me in the long run. So that's something just to mention there. Overall, I did take about like 2 hours prepping for this team. So a lot of time to go into this team, and hopefully we can pull out a W. Taking these first few weeks very seriously. So want to start the season very, very good, definitely. Let me know what you guys do think of the team down in the comment section down below. The battle should be up a few days later after the team builder goes up. I don't know when this will be going up, but this is Tuesday when I'm recording this, so I'm assuming it'll go up sometime this weekend, I guess, maybe. And the match will go up a few days after, whenever I get time to throw it up. Yeah, let me know what you guys do think. Drop a like, share this video. That'd be awesome. Subscribe if you do not want to miss any more videos like this. I will be having more team builders, more league matches, and I will be having league viability coming to the channel as well for certain mons of Gen 7. So that'll be starting up on the channel here in the next week or two. Yeah, we'll see you guys in the next video. Hope you guys do stick around for the match. And yeah, see you guys in the match. Peace.